Guys, thanks for clicking. I really appreciate that. So today we are going to do a service on one of our zero turns. We're going to do the hydro pump fluid change and filter change, and we're going to show you how to do it. 9 out of 10 of these hydro machines are pretty similar, if not the same. You either have a serviceable hydro unit or you don't. That's all there is to it. So if it has filters, it's serviceable. If not, I don't know, maybe you can't change the fluid in some of those other ones. I'm sure there's a way to do it, but it's not what they call serviceable. So I'll show you what these look like, and I will show you how we're going to do it and what machine we're going to do it on. So here is the machine we're going to be doing the service on today. This is a 60-inch bad boy mower. This is a Maverick. So a Maverick is like middle of the road. It's not residential. It's not full commercial, but we use it commercially, and it's been a really good machine. So we're going to show you what's going on, and we'll show you how to do a service on here. I already took one of the covers off underneath, but so these are your hydro pumps. It's a pump and a drive all in one. There's left and right. They're both independent, and they both have independent oil reservoirs. So as you can see, I took the cover's on there. On this side, I took the cover off. We'll jack it up, and we'll get it down there, and we'll show you just how easy it is to do this. All right, guys, so first thing you do, with the ratchet going the right way, but you have two bolts, wrong way. Two bolts here that hold the cover. It's like a protector for the oil filters. As you can see, they get all kinds of grass in there. My God, clean that up, right? Oh my gosh. Probably should have blown that out with the blower before we did this, but sometimes you don't have that option, whatever you call it. So anyway, you have two filters down here. Pretty much, you just loosen these filters. They're basically just little oil filters like on a car. Pretty easy. And like I said, if you do not have a serviceable unit, you're not going to have these two oil filters down here. So just like anything else, you ran the machine so the oil's warm, because warm oil is much better to change. What's coming out of there? Fast when it's warm. I'm going to do that so it doesn't splash everywhere. We're going to slow that down a little bit, and while that's draining, we'll loosen up the other side. Like I said, I already took the cover off this side, so it's not missing, it's just off. Oh. Going on here. There it goes. There it goes. Okay. And same deal here. Just let it drain a little bit, and then that'll get going. There it goes. And then once you get this loosened here, just go ahead and pop these filters right off. Drain them out. Get that going. All right, let's go over here. Let's pop these out. There it goes. Drain that. And then I already went and loosened the caps on the reservoirs. Like I said, each one is a sealed unit, so it's its own reservoir on each side, but you pop the caps off so you lose the suction there. And pretty much that's it, man. You just pop your filters off, you let the fluid drain, Once it drains out pretty good, then you're going to go ahead and clean off the, you'll go ahead and you'll clean this area off where the filter goes. You'll put some new filters on, and I'll show you as soon as we get to it. Okay guys, and there you have it. You take that off, move this out of the way. I just take a clean rag and use a paper towel, son. I just wipe off the edge, make sure you're good to go. Make sure when you take your old filter, make sure that the rubber gasket stayed on the filter and not stuck to the unit itself, because if you put on a double filter, for some reason I'm trying to do this for the video camera and I can't get the filter on right. Sorry, I'm so close. I'm scary. Pretty much, yeah, you go on there and you pop your new clean filter in there. I'm going to tighten that up more. You don't need to tighten these with a wrench. You just tighten them by hand. Really tight, but you tighten them by hand. And you don't need to put fluid in these. You can if you want to. There's no rule that says you got to fill these up before you put them back in. That's all nonsense. You don't have to go crazy. It might take a minute or two longer to get the fluid back in, but it's not that big a deal. So, you know, wipe it off, make sure you're clean, get your new filter on here. What is the situation today, my friends? It's because I'm on camera. And there it goes. So obviously if your filter doesn't go on right, don't force it. Just spin it backwards until you get the right thread. And then, like I said, tighten it hand tight. As tight as you can, hand tight. And then you should be good to go there. I'm gonna go retighten the other one to make sure that it's good, so don't mind my fat head in your way. And you just tighten that down hand tight real good. You got a little oil there. And that's that part. Okay, so once you get your filters drained, you can put them back on, and you get, so I'm using Kawasaki, it's 2050 motor oil. That's what this one uses. I don't know, yours might be different. Check out what your owner's manual says. And pretty much what you do now is clean off the tops, and you're gonna refill the reservoir, okay? This is a tedious little process. You put it in there and it kind of burps itself. So you gotta pour the fluid in and let it drain down there slowly. So it could take a few hours, or if you want to force it, you can start the machine like halfway through and you can start spinning the wheels back and forth to get the fluid to go down. I just do it this way. Put them in. You fill up both of these reservoirs to the top, and you basically just let it drain down. I think they say empty, it takes 4 quarts per side. I'm not 100% sure, but we'll find out today and we'll see just how much it did. So it took almost a quart, or half a quart each side, we'll see. All right, now I'm not gonna bore you through this whole process, so we'll turn the camera off for a couple minutes here and let that drain down, and then we'll be back. Okay, so now that the fluid is slowly draining back into the system, we'll go back to that, but in the meantime, like I said, I went down there, checked everything out, cleaned it all up, nothing's leaking. We're gonna put back our filter covers. These are the 2 10mm bolts. We'll pop those in there and we'll get that done. We got the covers back on, we got the new filters on, we drained the oil down there. I mean, this process really, it's pretty quick. It took me longer because I'm using the camera and stuff, but I mean, it's probably no more than a regular oil change takes you maybe a half an hour or so. The part that does take time is getting the fluid back in. There are little different tips and tricks and vent things. I don't know about all that stuff. This is the way we do it. It's a little time consuming to do it this way, but I you know, do it on your day off or when you're not using the machine. It's not really a big deal. So I'll flip it over and I'll show you how that goes in. This is how it works. Some have a vent cap on top of the hydro. These are 3200s on this machine. They do not have the vent cap on. The 3400s do, and maybe the newer 3200s. I think the replacement ones actually come with a vent. And you can open that vent on the hydro and the fluid will go in a lot faster. I just do it like this. Just fill up your tanks, leave it alone, walk away from it for an hour. You'll see they'll slowly go down and you just continue that process. I usually do it when I'm, you know, shop day, and then I'm gonna go work on my other machine over there. That's how I do it. That works. You have other tricks, you know, feel free to shout out, but that basically is how you change the oil in the hydro system. Let me flip this around. I said that's the deal, man. You just, you know, you pop it, you drop your filters, you get your oil out of there, try to keep everything as clean as possible, because, you know, anytime you're dealing with hydraulics and oil, that's your biggest enemy. You don't want to get dirt inside the system. So be careful, take your time, do it, and that's the deal. Okay, and so one last thing, when you get these filled, now, like I said, I just topped them off every little bit. You can see they'll just go down. That one I think is a little over full, but we'll see what happens. So I'm not gonna start up the machine and do this just for the sake of it making a whole bunch of noise, but jack the back wheels up off the ground. Put your covers on lightly. Don't tighten them, just put them on and put like a half a turn on them. Put it on, put like, as soon as you get it on straight, put a half a turn on it. Don't tighten it down. And then jump on the machine and slowly, as it's going, you have to sit on the seat, otherwise it'll stall. But as it's going, then you slowly just move the joysticks backwards, forwards, backwards. And you basically, at a low idle, you don't need to crank the RPMs up on the engine to do this. So you just put it in idle, sit on the seat, and like I said, just go back and forth with these. And that will get most of the air. I'll get all the air out, actually. That's your goal. And yeah, you just bleed it like that. Go back, check your reservoirs and see where you're at. And that's it. That's pretty much it. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you got any questions, feel free, shout out. Otherwise, stay tuned and we'll have more videos out really soon. Thanks, guys. Peace.